NFL bye weeks are finally here, folks. You're going to have some players out of your lineup. Also, we had a lot of injuries on Sunday, so this waiver wire going to be a huge one. It's the Lateral Show!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Lateral Show. Fasten your seatbelts, because here we go.
Welcome back to another edition of The Lateral Show, a sideways look at fantasy football here on the Fantasy Six Pack YouTube channel. My name is Herms. You can follow me on Twitter at HermsNFL. And if you don't already, please hit subscribe on the YouTube channel. That would mean a ton to us. Also, hit that like button. It would be super chill. This is the Week 6 Waiver Wire preview. We got a whole lot going on. We got so many things going on. But before I get into anything else, just want to remind people we are into bye weeks. We are in that part of the NFL schedule. So if you have players on the Detroit Lions, Houston Texans, Las Vegas Raiders, and Tennessee Titans, they're not going to be in your lineup. So no DeAndre Swift, no Amon-Ra St. Brown, no Devontae Adams, no Dameon Pierce. You know, just to name some notable players. No Derrick Henry. You know, you're not going to have those guys. So just keep that in mind. Plan ahead. Don't forget. Don't be a doofus. You got to have that figured out. Now, if you want to read the entirety of my article on the website, you have to get behind the paywall. In this video, I'm only talking about the players that I share in the free portion of the article. FantasySixPack.net/plans is how you can sign up for an all-access plan to get the remainder of my waiver articles, to get access to so many things. I mean, come on. We're talking the DFS tools. We're talking the award-winning rankings. We're talking the Discord community, which is so many things. Dude, like, think about how many things that is. And I'm not even mentioning all of the things. Those are just some of the things that you get. FantasySixPack.net/plans. Think about it. Just something to think about. The Week 6 2022 Fantasy Football Waiver Wire is headlined by one guy that I'm just so... I can't keep calm. You can see this right now. I'm so excited. Talk about league winners, man. Yo. The circumstances surrounding this obviously are not very happy because Seattle Seahawks running back Rachaad Penny suffered a season-ending leg injury. That's not the part that I'm excited about. Obviously, just bless up. I hope he does well in his recovery. That's its own separate thing. But his rookie backup, Ken Walker III out of Michigan State, right? Yeah, dude. If you have anything left in your fab budget, spend it all. Spend all of it. Get this guy on your team. If you're in a traditional waiver format, you better have like the first claim or maybe the second and just hope that the person with the first one doesn't pay attention. Because, dude, the Seattle Seahawks offense has been remarkably good this season. A lot better than a lot of people, including myself, expected it to be. According to Football Outsiders DVOA for offense, that metric, number one in offensive DVOA overall, and they're the 12th highest rated rushing offense in offense DVOA, according to, like I said, Football Outsiders. Got to give credit where it's due. Vastly overachieving expectation. Like they're nuts. Far be it from me to count out the wonderful Cinderella story of the Geno Smith-led Seattle Seahawks. Ken Walker should figure to be a fabulous part of this. He is by far the number one priority. If you miss out on him, I got two running backs that you could also pivot to. One of whom is the rookie Rachaad White out of Tampa Bay. I've talked about him on this YouTube channel before, I think in last week's or the one before, but Tom Brady likes to dump down to the running backs. This is something we know, and if you look over his last 2 weeks, his usage in the Tampa offense has ramped up. It's really gone so much better for him than it did to start the year. It was a little quiet. Overall, he's the RB53 in PPR on the season, but like I said, look at his usage the last couple of weeks. I think it's a little over 20 PPR points in those 2 weeks combined. Like, he's really starting to get up there. So keep that in the back of your mind. Keep him on your bench, maybe even in your flex. I think Rachaad White could be a weekly flex consideration from here on out. And especially if anything ever happened to Leonard Fournette, whoa, bananas. It could be wonderful, except for the fact that Fournette would be hurt, because that would suck. I'm not celebrating injuries, people. I would feel so bad about that. I'm glad I established that, though, because the next player is kind of, their value is contingent as to whether or not their teammate's going to be healthy or not. I'm talking about Eno Benjamin of the Arizona Cardinals. Cliff Kingsbury, Cliff Kingsbury already said that James Conner's rib injury is probably not going to cause him to miss like major amounts of time, but it may leave his week 6 up in the air. So if he does end up missing that game for any reason, Eno Benjamin would be somebody I'd feel comfortable putting in my lineup. The Philadelphia defense is fairly tough, but in relief of Conner in their game on Sunday, Benjamin ran pretty well. So I don't know. I think it's something worth thinking about. But if you're looking for wide receiver help, I got two guys. One of them kind of barely counts because he's rostered in over 50% of ESPN leagues, which is something I typically like to avoid, having that be. I like to be under that threshold for the purpose of the waiver article. But Jakobi Meyers of the New England Patriots is rostered in less than half of Yahoo leagues. So he makes this list. He has been out for a few games this season, but if you look at it, he's 8th in PPR points per game and has a target share of nearly 30. 29.7% target share in that New England offense. You want to talk about a pretty safe floor? Like, dude, Jakobi Meyers will be able to be that guy for you. I'm not going to talk a little bit more about it just because, like I said, he's already vastly rostered in ESPN, but it was worth mentioning anyway. But if you're going to go for sort of the long play, I've mentioned this in previous articles. We talk about it all the time on the flagship edition of the Lateral Show with me and my co-host McLateral. Jameson Williams, okay? So we got a quote from Dan Campbell. They're not really thinking he's going to return like right away per se, but he was quoted as saying a little after the bye or like something after the bye week. That's this week. So at some point, presumably within the next few weeks, we could see Jameson Williams back at practice. And when he comes back, he will be coming back to a Detroit Lions offense that is third highest scoring in offensive points per game on the season and has the 6th most passing yards per game in 2022. He'll be plugged into immediate viability as long as that offense continues to roll. So if he's not stashed on your IR spot now, go ahead and remedy that mistake. It's the same logic that I applied to the whole Brian Robinson thing, being, stashing him on your IR the whole time. Like, same principle applies. This is the same type of player that, like, when they come back, woohoo, gangbusters. So, yeah, that's it. I can't say anything more. I wish I could. I wish I could say more. But the rest of the information is behind the paywall, and you have to go to fantasy6pack.net/plans if you want to read the rest of it. I don't make these rules, but if you want, you can go there for the rest of my article, the DFS tools, the award-winning rankings, access to the Discord community, so many things. Definitely consider it. Best of luck on the waiver wire. Best of luck for the rest of your seasons. My name is Herms on Twitter @HermsNFL, and I will see you next time, folks. Woohoo! Yeah, baby, it's the Lateral Show!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Lateral Show. Fasten your seatbelts, because here we go.